The old SP samplers are legendary. They became the symbol of lo-fi hip-hop for their great ability to mess up the sound, to warm up the sound, and add this fantastic crunchiness that we love even today. But here's the thing, nowadays a lot of beatmakers and producers buy the new SP-404 Mark II in order to get this legendary and crunchy sound, while frankly speaking the new SP-404 sounds very clean and sterile. But why many beatmakers and producers claim that there is still something in this new and clean sounding SP-404 Mark II? Is it just the placebo effect, or are they actually right? I haven't found any tests and comparisons on YouTube, so I decided to make one. Spoiler, some people may be disappointed. Before shooting I recorded all these combinations, and let me show you what I have so far. On my iPhone I have 2 drum breaks and 1 extract of the beat, only 4 bars. They are not from Apple Music, not from other streaming, they were downloaded from my computer, so there is no additional normalization or any of that stuff. So I used 3 options to run the sound through these devices. Option number 1, I recorded the sound from my iPhone through the input of each sampler, and then I recorded the main outputs into my Apollo to Logic. Option number 2, I recorded the sample through the inputs, and then I saved the recordings on the SD cards and loaded them into Logic, so without main outputs. And option number 3, I didn't record anything. I put the same sample on the SD cards of these samplers, and then I exported them on the SD card again to exclude the inputs and outputs of both devices and to see if there is already something happening within these samplers. And also some of the samples I ran through this test of pitching up. So for example, here I have +2 pitch, which then I lowered to -2. And I recorded again from my iPhone on SP and MPC. I just show on MPC because here I visually see which is which, yes. And then I have this +4, which then I lower to -4 to see if this pitch algorithm both here and here does any other coloration to these samplers. And one more thing I have to say about the specs of these devices. All MPC models in standalone mode run in 16 or 24 bits and only 44.1 kHz. SP-404 Mark II runs in 16 bits and 48 kHz. So this test is not going to be very identical, very ideal, because already from the start we have different sample rates. But we will look into the actual difference between the lo-fi, so to say, the crunchy sound. Is there any lo-fi sound in SP? Is there any crunchiness in it? By the way, I noticed one unpleasant fact that I have never noticed before on my MPC. So when I was sampling anything, any sound, not only this drum break, look at the pan, look at the balance, it goes to the right a little. And this happens with any sample, not only with this. I have never noticed it before in real life, because when I'm sampling in the real life, I don't care if it's a little bit to the right or something, and usually I sample vinyl records, so it's just usually a little bit messed up. I don't know, maybe there is something wrong with my MPC inputs, or it was from the factory like this, or maybe something happened while I was using my MPC for like 3+ years or more. I don't know, I have never noticed it. Just let me know in the comments if your MPC has this tilt to the right a little. I have no comments, just I noticed it only today, because I know how these drum breaks look and sound, and I see that it's not correct. And the same drum breaks even, they are equal on SP and in my Logic, so definitely there is something with my inputs on my MPC. I don't know, the same cable to all devices, the same sample to all devices, and only here I get this weird tilt to the right. Alright, let's begin. First of all, I will check if they cancel each other, although I think they are not going to cancel each other. The first BPM is going to be 84, if I remember correctly. On my second track, the SP, I have Pro Q3 with inverted phase. Okay, it was kind of close because as you can hear, by the end it started, approaching this cancellation point, although I can obviously hear it so it doesn't cancel. And as I told you before, only yesterday I discovered that anything that I sample into my MPC ends up being tilted to the right, so I used some balance right here to balance it out, to make it more even with the original sound. But anyway, I think that this test is going to be more interesting if I do it like this and actually try to understand if I can hear any differences. I would say that there is no big difference whatsoever, if there is any. And I remind you that the first pair was recorded from the iPhone to my samplers and from the samplers main outputs to my Apollo Twin X and to Logic. So this is what I have if I run the sound through these devices like this. Let's continue, let's have more fun, because we also have this example right here. MPC SD record, SP SD record. So what I did is almost the same, but I recorded the sound from my iPhone to the samplers, saved them on SD cards, and from SD cards uploaded into my Logic. Let's listen if they cancel each other out or not. Okay, so some part is like almost trying to cancel each other, but again, it's impossible because they work in different sample rates and so on and so forth. Like, it's impossible to get the cancellation 100%. So again, let's move it to the right and actually try to notice any difference from the SD card. This record, for some reason, is a bit brighter than that record, from what I can hear, strangely enough. This is like boomier, boom, boom, and this is brighter. Okay, so strangely, but this effect we have right here. Then we have another example. This was uploaded onto SD card into MPC, and this was uploaded onto SD card onto the SP without any recording in and out, just from SD to SD and then from SD export to SD, the same process on both devices. Let's try to cancel each other out. Okay, it's similar. Let's move it to the right and actually try to hear any differences. I would say that it repeats the previous result because MPC SD file sounds a bit boomier and this sounds a bit more open on the high end. Let's have more fun because here we have another pair of samples and it's going to be more interesting because I actually used the pitch up version. You can see MPC +2, SP +2. So let's move to this point and it was 93 BPM, I guess. Oh, and in case you wonder where these cool sounding drum breaks come from, well, they're from my sample pack that I recently recorded, the Acoustic Boom Bap Volume 1, and you can get this sample pack as well if you use the link in the description. Let's listen to what we have. Okay, right here, something is happening. I can say that in the first scenario, when it's MPC, it pumps like ba, 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 and like there is air in between the transients. While in the second scenario with SP, it feels like it shortens the transient and this information in between the transients. So as if I lowered the sustain and the decay, like ba, 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 ba. Listen to it again. it tightens the sound. Really, it's happening. Okay, we're having fun, because next, +4 on MPC and +4 on SP. Then I lowered it by 4, and let's listen to the results. Okay, I would say that the result even increases with +4, -4. Of course, the processing is very different on SP and MPC, because they do it differently. Right here, it's the MPC recording, and the second is SP with which was... No, so the second is SP without any pitching, and the third, let's listen to the third, it's SP, but it was pitched +2 and then -2. So MPC, SP without anything, SP plus -2. Alright, this is interesting. The MPC record is playing as before, if you remember, like, it's boomy. It's boomy on the lows and like neutral on the highs. This record from SP is more open on the highs. And this, which was pitched and pitched back again, is just dark. It's lo-fi, what we can say. So we actually managed to find this lo-fi sound only if using plus and -2 semitones. Let's listen to the MPC recording first and capture it. And now let's capture the SP sound without any pitching. It's very similar. Blue is SP and yellow is MPC, and I can't say that. Only maybe here a little, and maybe a little, like really subtle differences on the high end right here, but what I hear is more different than what I see actually. Okay, let's delete this and listen to the pitched version. Okay, now we can see the difference, because yellow is MPC, which is brighter, and blue is SP, which was pitched down, and as I heard it, and as you heard it, it lacks this high end. So if we try to boost the high end, I think we can try to match the sound of what it's on MPC. Okay, it didn't work as close, but you get this idea. This wonderful program will randomly switch on the A and B comparison, so I will not know which is playing right now. And let's actually test. The first is going to be the very big difference between the record from MPC, which was pitched +4 and then -4, with SP record, which was +4 and then -4. Let's begin. This is MPC. This is SP. MPC. SP. Okay, let's show the results. Okay, the accuracy is 100%. I was right, because on SP we can definitely hear when you pitch up and pitch down, it messes up the sound. The transients are different, the air is different. So this comparison was easy. Let's try something more difficult. MPC +2, SP +2. MPC, SP, MPC, MPC. Okay, I think it's 100%. 100%, yes. Confidence 100%. Bravo. Okay, so this is going to be more difficult, because the first one is the sound from SP, just recorded, no pitching. This is obviously pitching. And this is from MPC without any pitches. Let's begin. Maybe this. I think it's the same. MPC. The same. The same. Oh, maybe first. I want to see the results. Okay, I was accurate. So yes, there is difference, but I'm not sure if I'm guessing, if I'm lucky, or I can actually hear the difference. So let's reset and okay, so no transients. I mean this air, but not very lo-fi. SP. MPC. No, it's not 100%. 80%. Okay, so mistaken here. Yeah, so I can understand the difference between this lo-fi pitched version and like the original breathy version, airy version. Yeah, but the difference between the MPC and SP is quite subtle, yet there is difference. There is. So now we have the record from MPC, the record from SP without any changes, and the record from SP, which was pitched by 2 and then -2. Okay, let's prepare. It's very lo-fi. I think it's SP. Difficult. MPC. SP. SP, lo-fi, SP, lo-fi, MPC, MPC. Let's see the results. Okay. So I guess where it was a battle between MPC and just SP. So is it enough for you to call SP-404 Mark II lo-fi device? Or is it not enough? As I can sum up the results, it's not just enough to run the sound through something. Even if you run the sound through the MPC 3000, it wouldn't give you that big of a difference. The key in this crunchy sound, in this original crunchy sound, was actually when the beat makers, they pitched up the vinyl record, and the SP-1200 had very little sampling time, 12.5 seconds, and in order to keep a lot of information inside, pitching up and then pitching down gave this crunchiness to this lo-fi, as well as both 303, 202, the same thing. When you pitch up, pitch down, you get this substantial difference. So how do you find the test? Did it meet your expectations? Do you agree with the result? And personally, my opinion is that even if some device is extremely clean and doesn't give you anything, any warmth to it, I still say go for it. For example, if you buy the MPC 2500 and put it somewhere in the corner and never use it, but it gives you the impression that it motivates you because the Alchemist works and worked on the MPC 2500 and it gives you energy to be more productive, to make better beats, to make more beats. It's perfectly fine. Buy these devices if it gives you something, if it gives you impression of something, or actually, as many people would say, improve your skills using anything. So let me know in the comments what do you think about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Am I supposed to say peace at the end? Like, what does it mean? Peace? Yeah, it's peace, but goodbye? Usually people say goodbye when they say goodbye, not peace. See you in the next one. Yeah, this is the way to say, like, see you in the next one. See you in the next video.